What qualities do you look for in a volunteer when you get an application?
We look for a wide range of qualities depending on the type of volunteer that is applying, because we have short-term volunteers who are people who tend to, they want to discover what development is like. It's more about their personal development than long-term impact in Guatemala. And so we believe in accepting both types of volunteers completely, because the short-term volunteers who are coming more for their personal reasons tend to benefit a great deal from the experience and then later continue on in development work. And we've had several volunteers who were here for a week and then came back and stayed 2 years. I'm a prime example of that, because I first came to CasaSito in college for just a week and now have come back several times and am now working for the organization. So yeah, we definitely support short-term volunteers, and from the short-term volunteers we look for enthusiasm, we look for energy. Flexibility is a big thing, because you never know what's going to come up when you're working for a project or on a construction site, and so we really appreciate people who can go with the flow and take a variety of experiences, eat a variety of foods. One thing we do look for is we don't allow our volunteers to drink heavily while they're volunteering. And when they do long-term trips or a week-long trip in a community, we really discourage alcoholic abuse. We really discourage wearing short skirts and tank tops, because we do a lot of training on being appropriate within a different culture. So we take our volunteers, even short-term volunteers, very seriously. It's not a crazy spring break trip. So if people are looking for that, we tend not to accept them into the volunteer program. For long-term volunteers, we look for people who are very intelligent, very proactive, people who speak Spanish or are willing to learn Spanish very quickly. For our very long-term volunteers who stay 6 months to a year, we do encourage them to do some sort of fundraising for the project that they're working in, just as a demonstration of their commitment to the project. But that can be done at any point during their volunteer time. So if you stay a year and you do a fundraiser halfway through, or you stay a year and donate after. But we really appreciate, especially in construction projects, making a contribution to the cost of construction. We're currently looking for a water tank coordinator. We do water tank construction in the western part of Guatemala by Momostenango, and we require that water tank coordinator to fundraise for at least 2 tanks, which are his or her training tanks. And so in order to take that position, you have to fundraise at least the cost of 2 tanks, and each tank is $600.
Okay.